Yeah, man. Your boy Hugo the Savage back again for another movie review. Obviously, probably didn't expect this one because I didn't expect to be watching this movie myself. But the missus ordered the movie on Amazon and it was free for 24 hours or 48 hours. I said I might as well watch it if I'm up to it. I'll give you the reason, man. The reason why I said to my missus I might not watch it is because I kind of I've kind of taken myself away from the lynching slave movies because I just feel like it's been done to the point now where it's like you just reminded me of badness. But history is history, and I guess if the movie's based in reality and it's a biopic or it's something that actually happened and it made a massive statement in life and changed the world going forward, I'll definitely watch it and be objective about what I see in the movie and stuff like that. And this is one of those movies. If this was a made up movie, I wouldn't have watched it. But yeah, I think for a history lesson and for the significance of what happened, it's a good movie. If you can say that, it's kind of weird saying these movies are good movies, but what I mean by that is the acting's good. I was educated on this as a kid from my family, and well, from my dad and my granddad and stuff like that. Especially the fact that my nan and granddad were alive at the time. So, and my great nan as well, which was alive in the US at the time. So it was massive. Yeah. Okay. So Till, the story of Emmett Till, and Marmee Till, which is the mother of Emmett Till. It's a true story. It's basically the story of the movie's based on the story of Marmee Till on the pursuit of justice for a 14-year-old son Emmett Till, who was he was kidnapped and he was lynched in Mississippi, I think it was. Yeah. He was brutally kidnapped, lynched in Mississippi for basically whistling at a lady at the age of 14. Obviously, the lady lied in court, said that he had grabbed her and held her down and all these different things, and he was, as a 14-year-old, taken out of the house from his cousins, lynched. And I have to stress that when I say brutally lynched, it wasn't lynching at any time is terrible, but this was the most brutal of lynches. So what I'm going to go in the movie is that historically, it was so correct everything they did in this movie that I had like flashbacks to photographs I've seen of cutouts and stuff from the newspapers from back in the day, or in the history books. The mom, the person who played the mom. Let me get the lady's name actually because she does this. Danielle Deadwyler she was perfect as the mom. Factually, historically, the way everything went, the moments what we saw in pictures was on film now, and she got that perfect. But yeah, that's kind of the synopsis of the movie. It's kind of hard to go into anymore because it's just a history lesson. But yeah, the kid didn't do anything. He went to stay with his cousins. He was a young happy boy. Went to stay with his cousins. Worked down there with his uncle and his cousins and his auntie. Cotton picking. Went to a local store, which the black people of the area were patrons to that store. It was pretty much the only people who shopped there. And went and got some sweets. Told the lady like, "Yo, you look like a movie star," because there's a movie star of a lady who just looks like the shopkeeper, and then she's kind of acts a bit funny, and yeah, he leaves the store. His cousin comes in and pretty much tells him, "Yo, Negroes down here are getting killed for less than speaking to these ladies, so you need to leave the store." And then he doesn't understand because he's from somewhere else. I think he's from Chicago, so down south is completely different at that time. It's 1955. He whistles at the lady and yeah, she runs to a truck, obviously tells people, then he gets kidnapped and brutally lynched. And I have to say, man, they don't show the lynching, which I was actually happy about. I don't think this is a movie that you can really say is a incredible movie, but when it's a true story, you're not expecting much action and stuff like that because that will be going away from either what they actually know or what they saw, and those things wasn't saw. We just knew from eyewitnesses and stuff like that, statements of noises and what they witnessed, but they didn't see the lynching. So it was found in a river, and then when the mum went to view his body, yeah, it might be one of the most brutal things I've seen in a true story that they shown. I didn't think they were going to show his body, but it was such a massive thing at the time because the mom had got him suited up and got the photographer to take a picture of his lynched body and put it all in the newspapers to show people what was going on at the time. So, yeah, crazy. Obviously, people don't know the story. The lady wasn't. The lady and the men who did it were found not guilty. And the mom, she carried on working within the civil rights movement and civil rights act at that time. I think civil rights changed like 67, so a few years after that. The two men who did it actually admitted doing it. I knew this isn't in the movie, but I know this from history anyway, that they admitted it later on in the Time magazine. And nothing happened to them. They just admitted that they killed him and nothing happened to them at all. And then the lady, well, the bitch, because I'm not calling her a lady, rest in peace, she died in 2023. If I'm correct, it's about March or April because I remember seeing. And she admitted that she lied. Bit late in life, innit? But she admitted that she lied. So crazy story, but significant in history for what came after. I will say though, the Emmett Till the Emmett Till anti-lynching bill only got passed in 2022, which is crazy considering this happened in 1955, innit? But just shows the world, innit? So, yeah. If anything to take away from the movie, it's knowing history and where people suffered and a lesson to people to, be nice to people, and there's not a reason to have issues with anyone based on the colour of their skin. It's just the colour of your skin, innit? But yeah, thank God that don't go on anymore. As it did then. I know that you have the certain circumstances in that, but times have definitely changed. And yeah, you have to have some confidence that the world's in a better place, man. But I have to say, man, the movie messed me up a little bit while I was watching. I had to take a moment after that because, as I said, true story. So, but watch the movie. Educate yourself on it. It's important to just know stuff on it. So, I've been your boy Hugo Savage. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Really mark this movie out of 10, really. For historical, significance and how factual they did it. For how factual it was, I'll give them a 10. But for the movie itself, not much in it. A lot of quiet parts in the movie, a lot of crying, and you know what I mean. But it was so realistic. So yeah,